Lovito did
the toss. They will defer to the second half. And we're just about ready to get underway.
Well, both teams are coming off pretty tough losses last week. California losing 34-0 at home, a homecoming game against Carmichael's, and clearly Carmichael has pretty much dominated the game. California gave up 277 rushing yards, and Frazier, they came off a tough loss, 32-0 against Monessen. And in that game, their rush defense didn't do much better than Cal's. They gave up 221 yards rushing in the first half. So clearly, these two teams last week faced the two top teams in the Tri-County South, and now they're playing each other head-on. And it's just like a playoff atmosphere game, in my opinion, Rich, because whoever wins this game has a step above the middle to the top part of the Tri-County South Conference.
Seems like this year in the Mon Valley there's been teams that have been blowing out other teams, or there's been close games. There's really no middle ground so far, and this game will probably establish who breaks out of the pack and who's going to fall back a little bit. It's only the third game of the season, but quite an intriguing matchup and possibly maybe a close game. Teeing it up for Frazier, number 22, Craig Neely back deep. For the Trojans are number 22. That would be Cody Beach.
It's 32.
Excuse me, number 32, Adam. And that would be Guerra. To the right is number 7, who will get the ball. And that would be across the 20 to the 30. Number 7 would be, looking at the scorecard.
I believe that's Haita. That's number 2, Haita.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Ball will be possessed by the Trojans wearing their maroon uniforms with the maroon colors, gold pants. This year, the Trojans, Adam, going to the cowl across the helmet in white. And Bongiorno brings them up to the line of scrimmage. Ball just nudging the 30. Trips to the right. One back formation, hand up the middle. And it's Josh Bongiorno, and he'll have a couple. It'll be second down.
They like using Josh Bongiorno up the middle, Rich. Coach Joe Coons realized that Bongiorno is a lot bigger, a lot stronger than Guerra. Guerra has much better speed. So when they use sweeps and use running plays out to the perimeter of the field toward the sidelines, they like to use the senior Guerra, who has more speed. When they like to just bust the hole up the middle, they like to use the bigger Bongiorno.
Second down, they call it a long 9. Trips out to the left side, and a man in motion across to the right. Pass over the middle, and it's in and out the hands, off the ground to Joe Costello. It'll be third down and a long 9.
Costello had a great opening game of the season. He caught the game-winning 2-point conversion against Riverview. But then he has struggled the last couple of weeks. Against Clairton, he had a couple of drop balls, and that wasn't the best pass in the world by Bongiorno, but it was a ball that I'm sure Costello realizes he should have had.
Third and 9, flood screen, left flag down across the first down marker, and getting a bath on the rear end is number 2, Joseph Haita.
There was a flag on the play, and we'll see if it's against California. That'll wipe out a first down. And this will be.
I think this one is coming back, Adam.
Big break for Frazier. And it's a legal procedure against the Trojans, and that's a big, big play because Haita was able to get to the sidelines and get that first down. Now it's all for naught.
The old screen play to the left. That play, if you block and roll down to either side offensively off the line, that can break for a lot of yards. So bring up third down, and we'll call it a long 13. 11-10 to go to the quarter. Trojans in their first possession of the game. Guerra in motion to the right. Gets the ball off the handoff, and he'll get just beyond the line of scrimmage, and the Trojans will probably punt.
It's a pretty conservative call on third down and 13, Rich. Just give a dive play to Guerra. I guess the coaching staff doesn't want to risk like a long pass or a turnover in this situation deep in their own territories. They're just going to punt it away and make Frazier start in their own territory.
4th and 10. Wayne Lawrence lined up right on the nose trying to get up on the line of scrimmage. Right-footed punt, and this is your proverbial shank. Drops on the 40, takes a forward bounce, a California bounce, and comes to rest on the 45.
Yeah, that was not the best punt for Parker Bongiorno. And number 3, Brett Federer, he's known for his escapability as a punt returner, so you wonder if Parker was told to kick it away from him, but not that much away from him. That's an old-fashioned shank, as you said, Rich. But Bongiorno has a lot of responsibilities. This senior, he kicks off, he kicks field goals, he kicks extra points, he punts, he's the free safety, and he's the quarterback.
The eye-bone second back up the middle. And that is number 5, Adam, and that would be Ryan Keebler, the fullback, 6'4", 200. And he pushes the ball from the 45. Referees will mark it just outside the 40 at the 41. Second down and 6, 10 to go the quarter. There's no score.
You know, we talked about Bongiorno and Guerra in the backfield. Well, Coach Wilson has Keebler and Neely in the backfield, who they like to go to, and both of them are very big guys. They are strong, and they like to lower their shoulder and run through guys. And that time, Keebler, you know, that was a hard 4-yard gain.
Second down and 5.5. Handoff. Third man through the line. Nice tackle.
Beautiful hit. Beautiful hit. I believe that was Josh Bongiorno, number 36, coming from his linebacking position. That was a huge hit on Neely. Neely's a big guy. He's 5'10", 220 pounds. And I don't think he even sees him. There's 36. You're going to see in the left portion of your screen. Bam! What a hit. Great job by Bongiorno.
I'll tell you what, AB, nothing feels worse for a football player than getting the helmet or the forearm to the Adam's apple, and that's what happened on that play. Third down, slipping on the play. Up through the 40, down to the 38 on the carry is Neely, and that'll bring up fourth down. We'll call it a long 3, possibly. Let's call it 5.
That's a break for the Trojans, Rich, because Neely slipped. He slipped right before he got the ball from the quarterback early, and I don't think he had full possession the entire time, and he wasn't able to make his cuts right away, and he was stopped short of the first down. If he didn't slip as he got the ball, I think he would have had the first down.
Neely back to punt. Back to receive for the Trojans is Jonas Haita. But first of all, getting the ball on the short bounce is 32, and this would be Guerra. Guerra to the right. Goes across the 50, out of bounds, slung out of bounds at the 45, and Guerra gets the Trojans across midfield, good field position. After one possession in the game, there's no score.
Now, I told you before, Rich, Guerra is a fast kid. He is one of the fastest players on the team, and they like using him in these situations. They like using him in the running game to go to the outside. Now, as a punt returner, he just blows by the entire special teams defenders of Frazier, and nobody's able to get him until the punter, Neely, until at the 45-yard line.
Power eye left. Guerra comes in motion. This handoff is taken on the Green Bay sweep, and out in the open is number 33, and going into the 4, the touchdown on the play is Brad Wright, a 47-yard run. The Trojans break on top 6-0.
You know, Brad Wright is the unknown offensive weapon on this team. You know, everybody talks about the Bongiornos and Guerra, but this kid, Wright, he can play, and he just runs past everybody along the sidelines. Some great blocking by the receivers, and there's nobody that can catch him. And what a run. Matt Kelly, number 84 for Frazier, was the last hope, and he was just unable to tackle Wright.
Josh Bongiorno with a springing block at about the 10-yard line. Here's the extra point for the Trojans. It is up, kind of a blooper kick, and it is going to fall just outside the right upright, and the Trojans have a 6-0 lead. You're watching Mon Valley football, high school football on CUTV. Of California High School up with the punt return for the touchdown, 6-0. Here's the kickoff. And taking this one's Krukowski across the 15 to 20, 30, 35, and he gets a stick at the 36.
You know, going back to the touchdown, Rich, Brad Wright is a junior. California's going to lose a lot of senior leaders after this season. The Bongiornos, Guerra, Haita, they're all graduating. This kid is going to be the star running back next season. But right now he's playing a heck of a ball game. He's having a heck of a season. And that's a big missed extra point. California has had trouble kicking extra points all year long, and this might come back to haunt them.
They treat Brian Krukowski as an upperclassman pretty much. They expect a lot of leadership from him. Out of the eye bone, this is a broken play. Rolling out is Early, throwing sidearm and throws it away into the right flat, and that'll bring up second down, and the flag's down. This may be grounding, Adam.
Well, it looked like Early may have escaped the grasp. Obviously, the referees do not believe so, and they call the intentional grounding. You know, clearly there was no receiver in the area. Early was just running for his life, and it looks like right here he's out of the grasp, out of the tackle box. But you know, the referees think he wasn't, and they're calling the grounding.
Not sure if I agree with the call or not.
You know, it's a tough angle from our view whether he was out of the hash marks. You can clearly see the hash marks, and you know, clearly that's a big penalty because intentional grounding is 15 yards from the spot from where the quarterback threw it and a loss of down. So this is going to bring up second down and 28. You're marking it. Second down and 28 for Frazier.
Second down for Frazier into I-70 West. Up the middle. This is Neely. He busts it out over the 30, close to the 32. And this will bring up second down and long. Excuse me, third down and long.
You know, not a bad play call. They don't want to get the 28 yards on one play. They just hand it to their big fullback, Neely, and he got a chunk of it. It'll bring up third down and 16. He got about 12 yards in the play, so not a bad play call, and he got some of the penalty yards back.
Third down and 16, 7:20 on the rolling clock. California ahead, 6-0. They missed the extra point. Got the long punt return for the touchdown. Early rolling out to his left. This pass is intercepted by Bongiorno. He comes across the 30, goes out of bounds inside the 30, down to the 27, and the Trojans are in business again.
Yeah, that was a bad pass by Early. That time he was definitely out of the pocket, and he could have just thrown it away. He could have thrown it in the bleachers and wouldn't have been called grounding. He tried to make a play out of it, and Parker Bongiorno, who plays free safety, he's one of the best athletes, I think, in the conference, picks it off. And that was a poor pass by Early that time.
Running on the run and throwing to the left, trying to get out in the left mid-range area of the California defense. Let's look at our sponsors for tonight, AB, the Vito Dentino Agency. For all your real estate and insurance needs, call 724-938-7745 as we have a timeout on the field. Redstone Pharmacy, California, is your one-stop shop for prescriptions, health needs, gifts, and cards. Call 938-2395 for delivery. The Trojan First Down Club, helping support the California high school athletes. The CalEd Federal Credit Union is a full-service credit union offering free checking and a free MAC card. Peter J. Daly and Associates, 218 Wood Street, California, providing a variety of services from your hometown law office. Centerville Clinics with 10 locations to provide total health care for your community. For the nearest office or an appointment, call 724-632-6801. The Trojans up 6-0 midway through the first quarter. Pro set formation on 1st and 10. Bongiorno keeps this one, and he's slung down, losing a couple on the play. Craig Neely on the tackle.
You know, that may have been a broken play for the Trojans this time. You know, Bongiorno went to hand off up the middle, and both got just crunched by the defensive line of Frazier, and then Neely, who's another player who plays both ways, you know, just flung Bongiorno to the ground like he was a rag doll.
Second down and 12 for the Trojans. 6-0 they lead just over midway through the first quarter. Parker Bongiorno back to pass. He has a man open. It's incomplete. Off the left mitt of the receiver.
That was Costello, the tight end, going into the middle of the field. And that was a poor pass by Bongiorno this time. He threw it behind his tight end, and Costello almost made the catch, but it looked like he was thrown a little bit behind him.
Ball seemed to hit him in the chin and the bottom bar of the face backs. Third down for the Trojans. Middle screen set up. And this is 36, Josh Bongiorno. He loses the ball and gets on top of it. It'll bring up 4th down and long for the Trojans.
Smart play by Bongiorno. After he fumbled the ball, he just fell on it. He didn't try to pick it up and gain extra yards. He just fell on it right away. Now it looked like he would have clearly have gotten more yardage than he had. He tried following his blocks. He had an open field, but then he just loses the football. I don't think anybody hit him, Rich. I think the ball just slipped out of his hands. Nobody
right.
touches him, and the and the field is a little bit wet. It did rain a lot last night, and you never know when the football is on the grass if it tends to be a little bit slippery.
4th down and 6 for the Trojans. 5:39 in the quarter. They lead 6-0. Nice pass over the middle, but it's incomplete. Breaking that one up for Frazier on a good stick is number 33, Adam.
Now this was 37, Jake Fraunhofer. He's a senior co-captain, and he puts a licking on Haita, and that's always a dangerous play. It was a good pass by Parker Bongiorno. He laid it right into the hands of his receiver, but whenever you have a slant, the receiver is going to get hit right in the middle of the field. And a good job by Haita. He didn't gator arm it. He went after the ball. It's just you have to compliment the hard hit by Fraunhofer.
3 wide receivers in a stack formation. They go to the eye. Second back up the middle is Neely. Breaks it out to the right. He has open field. Across the 40 for the 1st down is Neely. And Frazier tries to counter the California score.
Well, Neely, he's a senior, and he's one of the captains on this team. He has had a tremendous season running the football, Rich. He was the lone bright spot in the Monessen game last week. He gained about 60 yards on the ground, and he is their spark on offense for Frazier.
Big running back, very muscular, and runs very hard.
And they're going to need him. Neely's going to have to carry the load in this game because, with the slippery ball, you saw earlier Bongiorno fumble the football, and, you may not see a lot of passing because of the ball being so wet. So I think the ground game for Frazier is really going to have to dominate this California defense if they want to come out on top.
Rose Plastics, serving the USA from their location in Technology Park, says, "Go Trojans" in 2003. Mond Industries California, a longtime supporter of Trojan High School athletics. Jeff and his staff wish the Trojans the best in 2003. Timberline Packaging Corporation, California, supporting Trojan athletics in 2003. And the next time, Adam, we'll go right back around on our sponsors. 1st down and 10, 5:23 to go to the quarter. The Trojans of California are ahead 6-0. This ball is handed off up the middle on the off tackle left. And on this play, Frazier's going to lose several, AB.
Beautiful play by Josh Bongiorno. You're going to see 36 again. Ryan Keebler takes the handoff inside. Boom! There's 36 right in the middle of everything. He has played a tremendous game, Josh Bongiorno, both ways.
Keebler had to haul that one into his midsection. That was a good hit. Almost popped the ball loose.
Yeah, I was surprised Keebler was able to hold on to the ball.
2nd down and 12. I formations. 2 receivers split out to the left. California showing single coverage. Up the middle on the play is number 22. Of course, that would be Neely. He's across the 38 to the 39. He'll bring up 3rd down, and we will call it a long 6.5.
And Neely going off tackle, using his blocks very well until the free safety trips him up and finally is brought down by number 28 for the Trojans. That's Jermaine Marilla Jr. But Neely is he's really showing up tonight. And this is a huge, huge game for Frazier. Both teams need to win this game. Heck of a ball game.
3rd down, and the scoreboard calls it 7. Play action pass off to the right, throwing the left flat and making the catch across the right long flat is number 88, Wayne Lawrence, and I really like this player, Adam. He moved from guard. You hardly ever see a player move from guard on any level of football down the line to tight end. Usually it goes the other way.
That was just a beautiful pass by Erdley. He rolled out of the pocket, and he had all the time in the world, and he found Lawrence open down the sidelines. I think the defense just forgot about him. I mean, he was wide open along the sidelines. Lon's a big guy, 6 feet, 173 pounds.
Keebler gets the ball up the middle, and he's hit immediately on the stop. And once again, it's Josh Bongiorno at him, coming up through the 2-hole and hauling Keebler in.
It seems like whenever Keebler gets the ball, Bongiorno is right on top of him. In the last few runs by Keebler, Josh Bongiorno has just ran the play perfectly and was able to put a big hit on this running back. He's going to have nightmares with number 36.
I look for Neely on the pitch out here. 2nd down and 12. I formation, 3:18 to go the quarter. And California had 6-0. This is Neely, weaves his way and dances forward across the 30, and he's down at the 29. Ball comes loose slightly after the play, but the ground caused
that's his helmet, Rich.
Okay. I saw a ball come loose too, Adam.
Neely's running really hard, and even when he loses his helmet, he tries to get the extra yardage. And I don't think anybody
Let's see if the ball comes loose here. I saw the helmet come off.
Well, Neely's running hard. He's trying to break tackles, and sometimes it's just
it
wise.
did come loose right here. The ball did come loose, and the helmet came off. So he held that one on. Up the middle, Keebler across the 25, up the right tackle, called inside the 24.
That time, Keebler was able to get by the defensive line, and he was able to get some positive yardage. Good play call by the coaching staff. They faked Erdely out to the right, and instead of him having the ball, he handed it off straight up the gut to the running back, and he was able to get the first down. Good run by Keebler. Keebler is he's pretty tall for a running back. He's 6'4", 200 pounds. That's pretty tall for a running back, like a Eddie George type of running back.
Ball inside the Trojan 25. Frazier down 6-0. They're driving. I formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 man moving forward, and this is going to be an illegal motion against Frazier. Very cleanly played game so far.
Yeah, not too many penalties, but that's clearly a false start on one of the offensive linemen for Frazier. It looked like a couple of linemen jumped early, and the Cal coaching staff looking on. They'll take any penalties they can get from Frazier.
Frazier could have either had the running back moving forward or the lineman moving.
I'm sure
Adam.
I'm sure Coach Wilson does not like to see. False starts are pretty much mental breakdowns on offense because you should know exactly when the play call is.
1st and 15, early back, throws it out, and it's Lotz again, inside the 15, down to the 14, tries to get up and get away from the tackler on the play. On the tackle was number 28, Brian Kukowski.
Once again, Wayne Lantz, number 88, the big guy. That's just a beautiful pass by Erdely. I think Lantz is Erdely's favorite target in this game, Rich. I don't think there's nobody that can guard him out there, at least on the defensive end from California. He's too big and too tall. He just aired it out, and he was able to just jump over the defense and corral that pass. And they're bringing out the change, Rich, to see if he was able to get the first down. This would be awfully close, but another beautiful pass by Erdely finding the big guy, Lantz.
And they are short by a little more than a foot, Adam. The Vito Dentino Agency for all your real estate needs and the insurance needs also. Call 724-938-7745.
This is going to be an interesting call. I believe it's going to bring up 2nd down and inches. And I wonder if Frazier might go with some type of a trick play here, perhaps maybe a play action, because you have 2nd down, 3rd down, and possible 4th down to get a couple of inches. So why not go for it all? Go for a play action and go for a touchdown this play on 2nd down.
This is your typical, is what Mike Malarkey would call, wasted down, handoff up the middle. And this is going to be very close, might be a 1st down, Adam.
I'm surprised in this situation they would give it to number 5, Ryan Keebler, instead of Neely in this situation. Neely is a lot bigger, he's a lot stronger than Keebler. Keebler's fast, but he's not strong. He doesn't break as many tackles as Neely, but he was able to get the 1st down.
Wide receivers off to the left, pro set, launch to the right, strong right formation with the receivers off to the left. 6-0, Trojans lead late in the first quarter. Off the right side is Neely. Got about 4 on the play, call it 2nd and 6.
Now, he was able to get 4 yards because of a tremendous block by number 5, Ryan Keebler. We're going to have a great shot. Look at number 5 right ahead, playing fullback, right ahead of Neely, and he's going to bounce. Look at that hole. Look at the hole provided by Keebler. Beautiful block. He blocked number 33, Brad Wright, who scored the touchdown earlier for California. So Neely, he got the 4 yards, but you got to credit Keebler with the blocking.
2nd down and 6. A half minute to go in the first quarter. The Trojans of California head 6-0. I formation. 1 receiver off to the left, strong right. Launch comes in motion left to right to make it an I bone. They got to snap the ball. And this will go against Frazier, probably.
This might be a delay of game, Rich. And it is.
We are correct.
And that's the second 5-yard penalty. And just one of those mental mistakes by Frazier in this drive. It just, you don't want to see the reaction of a coaching staff after plays like that.
Saw the Trojans get down inside the 30, move the ball from 30 to 30 on both sides of the field. They kind of stopped themselves up with some mental mistakes, but right now they're ahead 6-0, and the game is late in the first quarter with 16 seconds left. Keebler comes across to the right to give it the I bone. Back to play at pass. Early rolls right, and he goes out of bounds, and he may be just beyond what was the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down.
I'm surprised Erdely decided to roll out to his right. With a left-handed quarterback, he's got to throw across his body, and he really has no chance. And it's a little bit easier when you're running towards your throwing side. And that time he went to his opposite side, and even if he was able to throw the pass, it would not have been a good throw at all.
Throwing against the grain. Late in the first quarter, California had 6-0. There's 10 seconds left to the quarter. Trips to the left. Keebler comes across to make it an I formation with Neely, the deep man. Early rolls out, throws on the run, in and out of the hands of Lawrence. It's complete. The second receiver through is number 82? Yes, it was, Adam.
I believe that was number 8. Number 8 for Frazier was able to corral that pass. Number 8 is Tony Battolini. And what a way for Frazier to end the quarter. A big break for Frazier as they end the first quarter.
At the end of the quarter, California ahead of Frazier 6-0. You're watching high school football on CUTV. The 1-yard line as we complete the first quarter. California head 6-0. But the Commodores are trying to change that I-bone formation. Ball up the middle, and Neely is in for the score, and that ties it up.
You know, you wondered, Rich, who would get the first break of the ball game, and clearly it came in the favor of the Commodores. In the previous play, the pass went right through the hands of the reliable Wayne Lantz early in this first half. He's come up with a couple of catches. This time the ball went right through his hands and went right into the hands of Tony Battolini for a huge first down play for Frazier. That brought him to the 1-yard line, and then Neely was able to capitalize with the 1-yard plunge. There's the quarterback, Erdely, rolling to his left. That's what you want to see from a left-hand quarterback. The ball goes right. The kick was blocked. So it remains 6-6. And once again, Rich, special teams is really going to kill one of these teams someday. But if we can get back to the completion, as you see California looking on.
Game tied, a pair of sixes early in the second quarter alongside Adam Balk. I'm Rich Bogart. Redstone Pharmacy, California is your one-stop shop for prescriptions, health needs, gifts, and cards. Call 938-2395 for delivery. Take a look at the Frazier sideline, Adam.
Yeah, they needed that touchdown, Rich, to get the crowd motivated. The crowd was silent because of California scoring the opening touchdown, and now they're happy. But you have a missed extra point and then an extra point blocked. And you just can't stress special teams enough. California was able to return a punt that set up a touchdown. And really, it's going to kill a team in the long run.
I think this game's going to break on a long pass. Maybe like a swing pass, wheel route, flat pass by either team. Field's dried out a good bit considering all of the rain we've had from the remnants of the hurricane. All right, 6-6, tied up early in the second quarter, 11:57 and a half. Neely on the kick and back deep. For California, number 2, Haita. And to the right side is number 32, and picking up the ball is Guerra. He's across the 30 to the 32, and the drive for the Trojans will commence from there, 6-6. About 11:50, actually 11:51 to go to the half.
See if California can answer back after giving up the touchdown to Frazier. And you figured that it will be a defensive struggle, and so far it has been. There's been a couple of big plays, but the biggest plays have come on a special teams run back, and you have one long run for California, and then a big break for Frazier in and out of the hands of a receiver, went right into the hands of another. So really, it has been a defensive struggle thus far.
This is Guerra off the right side, off tackle, and we'll call it a gain of 2, Adam. Launch and Stable on the tackle, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, nothing fancy. You just like to use Guerra off tackle, and it doesn't fool the Frazier defense at all. Just picks up the 3 yards.
2nd down, and we'll call it a short 8. One back formation for the Trojans. They bring a man to the left to the right. Blitz shown by Frazier. Man in motion, and they may have ran out of time, Adam.
This could be a delayed game. This time on California. Oh, they're calling it possibly a timeout. Yeah,
they did call a timeout.
California calls a timeout to talk things over. It's a pretty big play. It is 2nd down, but you want to get chunks and chunks of yards back. And I'm sure Coach Coons on the sideline is, looking on. And it was smart calling the timeout instead of taking the 5-yard penalty.
Take a look at Coach Coons, Adam, a very young man.
Both coaches are very young, but they're going to be, they have a lot of respect. One of the most respectful coaches in the area. And they run their teams really hard, and they emphasize playing 100% every time. Every time you step on the football field, if you're not playing to 100%, you shouldn't be out there.
I think if you know you have a good young coach, you can keep him for a long time.
See the fans looking on. It is a beautiful night. The rain has stopped, and it actually never began tonight. It stopped late last night, and it turns out to be a beautiful night for football.
I've never seen a trickier place than where I've lived, where the weather has been so tough on meteorologists. 2nd down and 8, 11:08 to go to the half, 6-6 to score. Fade pattern. Off to the left, this ball is over the head of number 2, Joseph Haita, and that'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Tremendous coverage by number 37, Jake Fraunhofer, for Frazier. Haita really had no chance at this ball as Bongiorno goes back and lifts like a lollipop up in the air and along the sidelines. But look at 37. It's just perfect coverage and really no chance for Haita. Kronhofer, 5'6", 140 pounds, not a big kid, but he's one of the team leaders. And another timeout for California. Parker Bongiorno is very upset. He's not too happy either with maybe the play call came in a little late or somebody was confused in the huddle, but clearly with his facial expression, he's not too happy that California has wasted 2 timeouts.
I think that was their 3rd timeout, Adam, that I can recall.
Oh, they're out of timeouts.
They are out of timeouts.
That's a horrible break for California. Frazier will take it, But early in the second quarter, California has 0 timeouts. So if there comes a time where they have one last drive to score in the half, they can't stop the clock.
They had 1 timeout they called in the first quarter, 2 coming within the last couple minutes. And this is the kind of thing that always comes back to bite you.
Yep. You know, sometimes you can't hear in the huddle, but the Commodore Field isn't exactly like Heinz Field with 60,000 fans. So I don't think it was the crowd noise that distracted Buongiorno.
3rd down and 8 for the Trojans. Probably their biggest play from offense early in the game. Wide receiver comes in motion to the flat, and getting the ball is Guerra. He's got a block ahead. He is across the 35, maybe just across the 37. It'll bring up 4th down and about 3.
Now this was Buongiorno again, and this time he was able to break 1 tackle. He was able to get by 1 defender, and he was able to break it. You know, the ball will be coming back. There's a flag on the play, but not a bad gain for Buongiorno. It will be all for naught after the penalty, however. It is a legal procedure against California, and they're going to decline it, which will bring up 4th down. So Frazier did a good job of stopping California, and even with the penalty, they're just going to decline it and have California punt.
Buongiorno will be on the punt.
Back to return for Frazier is number 3, Brett Federer, senior, 5'8", 140 pounds. He's very dangerous, and the last time we saw Buongiorno punt, he didn't put up the best punt in the world. So we'll see what happens here. Actually, they're going for it, Adam. They're going for it in their own territory on 4th down. They're going for it. You wonder if they're just going to draw them off sides. No.
Federer came up tight to the line of scrimmage. Off to the right side on his sweep is Guerra, and there's nothing there. And this may be a big play early in the ball game. Frazier stops them.
I am very surprised. That California went for this. You know, I thought originally when they went to the line of scrimmage, they would just try to draw Frazier off sides. But no, they go with the play, the sweep to the right with their speedster Guerra. We credit Frazier's defense. That was led by number 88, Wayne Lotz, who's had a terrific game offensively. Now defensively, he started the hit, and number 5, Ryan Keebler, ended it. But a huge defensive play. This is the play of the game right here, Rich, because now Frazier is deep in California territory.
You've got to make sure you're going to get that first down.
I'm sure Coach Joe Coons is going to be asked that question 100 times after this game.
I think they went for it. They saw early back deep. It was a 1-man deep safety. Early moved tight to the line of scrimmage, covered up that hole, and California didn't get there. 1st down and 10 for the Commodores. Power I formation to the right. And coming up the middle is Neely. Fumbles, and this ball's coughed up. And this ball is recovered if it is a fumble, or is it going to be called down? No, the Trojans have the first turnover of the game.
Well, I'm sure that is exactly how Coach Joe Coons wrote it up. You know, he took the chance of going for it on 4th down, and he knew that the defense would cause a turnover on the very next play. This time, the ball was stripped, and look who it was. Number 36, Josh Buongiorno, came up with the strip, and number 15, Matt Haita, the brother of Jonas, came up with the ball. But number 36, Josh Buongiorno, with another tremendous defensive play.
It isn't fitting that the Trojans start off on the 36. This is Buongiorno up the middle. He is off to the left. He's got 1 man to beat. Good block. He's gone. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, California Trojans. They lead 12-6.
I am never going to question Coach Joe Coons ever again. He's had a couple of bright moments in the last couple of minutes. This was nothing fancy. This was a quarterback keeper, Rich, and nobody touched Buongiorno. He took the snap, went up the middle for 2 yards, cut it to the left, and nobody laid a hand on him.
The old quarterback sweep ball.
Number 50 for California, Anthony Glab, a junior, is on to kick. Buongiorno did the kicking duties the first couple of weeks, and they're faking it. And Haita has it throwing in the end zone, and it's caught by Costello.
So Costello makes his first catch of the game. They get the 2 points, and California takes a 14-6 lead. You're watching high school football on CUTV. They had 14-6. 9:44 to go to the first half. This is Brian Krukowski. The ball just dives and rolls underneath Krukowski. He gets the ball at the 15, ahead to 20, 25, and across the 25 to about the 28. And the drive for Frazier will start from their 28, first down and 10.
You know, Rich, going back to the fake extra point attempt by California, that is how they won their opening game of the season at Riverview. They lined up for the extra point. However, they ran a fake, and Haita was the holder. He ran out to the right, and he found Costello open in the end zone. That is the exact play of how they won the opening game of the season at Riverview. It's the same combination.
I formation for the Commodores, strong to the left, wide receivers, two of them off to the right. Early back, he keeps the ball. No, it's a hand up the middle for a couple yards. It's Keebler taking the fake. He fought me on the fake.
And Keebler this time going nowhere. And California, they've got to be pumped up after the last couple of plays. And just another tackle this time by Guerra. He was able to wrap Keebler up for the tackle. But what a sequence of plays in the last couple of minutes with the missed fourth down conversion, then the fumble, and then a touchdown. And a fake extra point attempt to get the 2-point conversion.
2nd and 8. Pro formation, the hand up the middle to Keebler. He cuts it off the right guard. Didn't get very much, and this will bring up 3rd down. And we'll call it 8.5, Adam.
I'm surprised they like using Keebler to go right up the middle because he's not a type of running back that can break tackles. He's not like a big fullback like a Neely who can lower his shoulder and get extra yards. He's more of a back that can use his speed to go to the outside, but they haven't utilized his speed at all in this first half.
I would get Neely out of the backfield here. The right midsection of the field and the center of the field's open for a wide receiver to cut there for Frazier. Early back to pass, he rolls left, throws right. This pass is in and out of the hands of the receiver, Ryan Keebler. That'll bring up 4th down.
Not a bad pass by Early. He put it in the perfect spot where it was either going to be caught by Keebler or be incomplete. No chance of an interception, and he just lofted it down the sideline, and that's a perfect pass. He hit him right in the hands. That's just a ball that Keebler should have caught.
You have to catch the ball.
It looked like it would have been enough for a first down, too, so California should get the ball in pretty good field position after holding Frazier to a 3-and-out. And Haita, Jonas Haita, the senior, is back deep.
Haita stands inside his own 45. This is a wobbly punt. Haita breaks across midfield and catches it on the 47 on the Frazier side of the field. And with 8:15 left, that's where the ball will be put in play by the Trojans.
Not a bad play by Haita to call the fair catch because he knew right away California's in business. They're already in Frazier's territory, so you don't want to risk a run back where you could get stripped of a football. So not a bad play by Jonas. Just call the fair catch and start their possession in Frazier territory.
This is the closest we've been to the action tonight in the press box. Ball on the left hash. Trojans with a chance to break it open a little bit. Fake off the right, Bongiorno across the 40, 35, across the 30. Ball goes down off the ground, and they're going to call it dead at about the 29 of Frazier.
You know, Frazier, if they want to stay in this game, they've got to control this quarterback keeper play, Rich. For the second straight time, Bongiorno just kept the football and kept on running right into the heart of the Frazier defense, and nobody touched Bongiorno, and this time until about 20 yards downfield on his long touchdown run, nobody touched him at all.
Left side of the line, breaking it wide open for Bongiorno. Give Raderick, James Raderick, number 78, credit for the block. Ahead on the play is Josh Bongiorno off left tackle. He gets several. We'll call it, let's call it 6.5. We'll call it 2nd and a long 3.
Early on, this looks like the best game both Bongiornos have played at the same time. You have Josh, who has been a monster on defense, caused the fumble, has had tremendous tackles in the backfield, and has run the ball perfectly up the gut. And you have Parker, who has an interception and a long touchdown run. So clearly the two cousins are playing their best football.
2nd and 3.5 from a pro set. Up the middle, nothing there on the tackle right away. Number 77, Brandon James, Adam, a freshman, 6 foot, 208 pounds. With room to grow, both up and muscularly.
Well, it's a combination of 77 Jones, and he had his teammate, I believe that was number 70 for Frazier on the half tackle. That's Derek Staley, a junior.
Big 3rd and 5. But I believe this is 2-down territory for California right now.
I would concur with that. Bongiorno straight forward, and he should be just a little more than a yard short, Adam.
Well, that's just another quarterback sneak. And at this time, Bongiorno was stopped for at least short of a first down, but he still got positive yards on the play, and he dragged a couple of defenders. Number 22 for Frazier with the tie. That's Neely. Grabbed Bongiorno by the legs. And California, like I said, they're going for it. They realized they had 2 chances to get 4 yards. And now on 4th and 1, this will be an interesting play call for Coach Joe Coons.
Power eye left. Bongiorno back, throws the middle screen, nice catch. Out across the 15 to the 13. Adam.
There's a beautiful play fake by Bongiorno, and Costello is really coming to play today. Right here, that looks like a block in the back, perhaps, by number 50. That could be Glad, but no call on Neely. Neely went to rush the passer, and that's a gutsy play. I like that play call. 4th and 1, everybody in the house thinks you're going to run. You do the play fake, and wide open was Costello. Now the big tight end is getting into the groove. He caught the 2-point conversion, and now he caught a big first down pass from Parker Bongiorno.
You're not going to see Neely as Josh Bongiorno takes this ball forward. He's probably going to not get back to the line of scrimmage. Finish my point, Adam. Craig Neely doesn't get beaten physically like that too often.
No, certainly doesn't. This time, James once again wraps up Bongiorno. They're going to have to run away from this big freshman because he is taking up a load on the defensive front. They might have to double team him. He is a big boy, freshman, and I think he's a little bit more than 208 pounds from my view.
A little bit of a sugar huddle here. Straight formation. Pitch out to the left and a nice tackle on the play. And that is Ryan Keebler out on the left side. Adam making the play.
And Keebler's been the center of the action in this first half on offense and defense. And that was a beautiful play design by the coaching staff of California with the sweep to the speedy Guerra. And look at number 5 in pursuit. Keebler grabs him right by the legs. That's perfect technique. That is a textbook A+ effort by number 5, Ryan Keebler.
Right around the ankles, picking him up and putting him down. 3rd down and 11. Might be a long 10.5. Big play for the Trojans. Bongiorno breaks out, throws to the right, rolls right, incomplete. This will bring up 4th and 11. The Trojans lead 14-6 late in the first half with 4:27 left.
Yeah, Parker Bongiorno is going to be a little bit upset after this throw because he beat Keebler to the outside, rolling right, and he had his cousin Josh wide open. But throwing on the run, it's not an easy pass, and it's a throw that I'm sure Parker realized he should have made. And on 4th and 11, California, they have trouble making extra points, so they have trouble making extra points. So why not just go for it on 4th and 11?
This is going to be a throwback all the way across the field, and it is dropped by Parker Bongiorno. Might have been tipped on the play. That was a beautifully executed play, kind of like the Baltimore Colts play that wasn't executed in an early Super Bowl. This is the throwback from the left into the right flat.
Number 37, Fraunhofer. Oh, I think that went right through the hands of Fraunhofer. Went right through his hands and went right into the chest of Bongiorno. And that is a perfect pass. Was that Haita throwing the
Yes,
pass?
It was.
That was a beautiful pass. Went right through the hands of the free safety and right into the chest, right in and out of the chest of Parker Bongiorno.
This is Neely into the secondary with 4:10 on a running clock, and the homestanding Commodores down 8 points at 14-6, Adam.
Going back to that last play, that is a hard catch to make by Parker. There was about 3 Frazier defenders around him. It was just an absolutely perfect pass, and that made it look like an easy play to make because of the perfect pass. But I'm sure he's going to shake it off because there's a lot of football left to go, and as the quarterback, he is right in the middle of the action.
Shades of Bobby Ware and Johnny Unitas from Super Bowl III. 2nd down and 3. Power I to the left. Of course, that play blew the game for them. Up the middle. About past the line of scrimmage, Adam. This will bring up 3rd down. And we'll call it 4-3-25 to go to the half.
Yeah, I think Haita, he did remind me a little bit of Johnny Unitas on that throw. Yeah.
But Johnny Unitas was right-handed, Adam. So he would have to remind you of Ken Stapler then. 3rd down and a long 3. 3:07 to go to the half. Frazier down to the Trojans of California High, 14-6.
See if Frazier can get some momentum heading into the half.
Neely out across the 30. Nice tackle on the play, Adam. Just short of the 1st down.
Number 28, Jermaine Merrill, a junior for California. He saved the day for the Trojans. He was able to pick up the 1st down, but without this tackle by Merrill, Neely could be off and running as we speak. Right by the legs, you're going to see 28, right on the right part of your screen, drag down Neely. And I'm sure he's a little bit upset because if he got by Merrill, he'd be off and running.
1st down and 10. They give them the 1st down. Handoff off the left side. Ball carrier snowed under. This will be 2nd down. And a long 8.5, 2:29 to go to the half.
That was a gang tackle by Guerra and Josh Bongiorno. Nobody on the offensive line even touched them, and really no chance at all for that play to work out for Frazier. No gain on the play.
2nd down and long, 2:12 to the half. Frazier looking to drive. I formation. Formation strong to the left with the tight end. Launch to the left. 2 wide receivers flanked out to the right. Early drops back, rolls left in the pocket, throw across the middle, and this ball, was it tipped or just dropped?
No, it was tipped away by Guerra. The backfield, the starting offensive backfield for California has been their best defensive players in this game, Guerra and Bongiorno. And this time, Guerra reads the pass perfectly, and with his right hand, knocks the pass down. Beautiful play. The intended receiver was Keebler, and little you can do when the defender tips it away from you. This will bring up 3rd down and 10 for Frazier offense. They've got to get this 1st down.
3rd and 10, $1:55 to the half. Trips to the right, 3 wide receivers, stacked formation, tight to the line, 1 running back in the backfield. Early on the play fake, rolls long and out to the left. On the throw, and Keebler can't catch the ball. The ball does not, looks like it might have hit the hands of Keebler and dropped off at him.
Guerra was on the coverage, but this time Guerra did not touch the ball. This one was just dropped by Keebler. And rolling to the left, the left-handed quarterback, Erdely. That's just a perfect pass. That is a perfect pass. Should have been caught by Keebler. I mean, Guerra, that was good coverage by Guerra. You have to give Chris credit. But, the pass was just perfect. He kept it away from Guerra, and it was just dropped by Keebler. It's a bad break for Frazier. They would have had the 1st down.
Good coverage by Guerra. I'm not so sure that ball just went off the fingertips of Chris Guerra. Very close to call. Here's the punt by Neely. It's a line drive knuckleball and takes a big hop. And this ball is going to roll dead just inside the 32-yard line with 1:36 on a stop clock to the half. 14-6. The Trojans of Cal High lead the Commodores of Frazier.
Not the best technique for a punt by Neely, but he got the job done because of the bounce it took on the ground. And with no timeouts remaining for the Trojans, you wonder if they just want to run the clock out and pretty much go into halftime with satisfied with an 8-point lead.
1st and 10. Bongiorno on the draw, on the handoff. Taking the ball is Brad Hall across the 35, down just outside of the 39. This will bring up 2nd down and 4, 1:18 to the half.
Now that was Wright, number 33, Brad Wright, who scored the touchdown earlier for California. He was able to get 7 yards on the play, 8 yards to be exact, 2nd and 2.
Ball taken across the right side. This is Bongiorno. Mr. Josh Bongiorno picking up the 1st down. just beyond the 45 to the 46.
You know, California, you knew going in, if they were going to win, they were going to have to run the ball effectively, because you knew Parker Bongiorno could not do it all with his arm. And right now, the offensive line is really creating a lot of havoc on the defensive minds for Frazier.
Here it comes again, but this time Haita keeps the ball outside the 50 and down just across the 46 of California. Interesting call.
You know, the coaching staff for California is playing this aggressively. They want to score one more time, and it's a real shame that Haita wasn't able to get out of bounds because the clock continues to run. But they're playing aggressive style. It looked like Haita wanted to throw the ball initially, but nobody was open. Now Bongiorno's got to spike the ball to stop the clock.
So bring up third down. And short for the Trojans with 26 seconds to go to the half.
Now how big are the timeouts now? In one possession, they wasted 2 timeouts in a matter of a minute. Some confusion in the huddle. And now without any timeouts, California's got to get out of bounds somehow.
You're going to see a real quick square out, I think, to the right. Now you're going to get the run. It's going to be Bongiorno, and he's brought down in the backfield just inside the 50. It's going to bring up third down. We'll call it a short 5.
Beautiful play by Mitch Sapolio, 6 feet,
165 pounds by 41. By number 41, you're going to see him left side of your screen just demolish Josh Bongiorno. 4th and 5, most likely be the final play of the half.
Ball dead on the 50.
They don't get it off.
And that will do it. 14-6 at the half at Commodore Field. California leads. You're watching high school football on CUTV. I'm Rich Bogart, and really, Adam, the story I think that struck me at the first half as we look at the statistics, California ran out of time, but more importantly, they ran out of timeouts.
Well, there was one sequence for California where they did blow a couple of timeouts, but look at the stats. Going in, you knew both teams were going to run the football, and who would ever win the rushing yards battle would win the game. And California all over, almost by exactly 100 more yards, 101 yards more than Frazier. And the second to last, turnovers. Big games, you can't turn the ball over. And Frazier has turned the ball over 2 times, one on a fumble caused by Josh Bongiorno, the other an interception made by Parker Bongiorno. And like I said before, Rich, the Bongiorno cousins are really, really playing their best football of the season. There isn't much passing going on, but early when he rolls out in the pocket going towards his left, he's been effective. He's had a couple of drop passes, but there have been some big plays for Frazier, but they just can't, capitalize the turnovers off the turnovers.
I think it asks a lot for a southpaw quarterback to roll out to his right side and throw back to his left.
It's very hard. It's hard for any quarterback to roll out and throw off the opposite shoulder. It's hard for any quarterback, and that's why a lot of coaches design rollouts for the side of whatever arm strength the quarterback is. So for Frazier, you want to roll Orderly out to the left. He's left-handed. If you're California, you want to roll Parker Bongiorno out to the right because he's right-handed. And right now, California has to be really pleased the way they've been played in this first half, because this is not a home game for them. They came on. This is a road game for them. There's a lot of Frazier fans in the stands, and really going into the game, they were, in my opinion, they were the underdogs going into this game, and they certainly aren't playing like underdogs in the first half. And you have to credit Coach Joe Coons on that. He has really designed a couple of schemes that have confused Frazier.
Parker Bongiorno will kick off to start the second half, the third quarter.
The biggest sequence, in my opinion, in the first half, Rich, was the questionable call by Coach Coons for going for it on 4th and 5. They didn't get it, but then the turnover occurred, the fumble caused by Josh Bongiorno. The very next play, Parker Bongiorno ran a quarterback keeper all the way for a touchdown.
Well, taken to the 19, this is Brian Krukowski across the 30. And he's out to short of the 32, and Frazier will start their first drive of the second half and the third quarter from there.
this is a really key possession for Frazier, and see if Coach Wilson made any adjustments in the locker room during halftime, because they haven't been able to run the ball up the gut against California defense. You know, the combination of Guerra and Josh Bongiorno at linebackers have really, really hurt the Commodores' running game. We'll see if they use the run to the outside.
There's a fumble, and this ball is recovered by the Trojans, Adam.
Well, like I said, Rich, you want to start the second half off on the right foot. The opposite has just occurred for Frazier. The first play of the second half, I believe if it was Neely, stumbled once again. The second time he has stumbled, and he just lost his footing. He got hit, and the fumble occurred. We'll see if we can get another shot at that after this play.
Power eye to the right. Bongiorno rolling left, throwing across the middle. Ball short of the wide receiver, out in the pattern, in the flat. For the Trojans is Brad Wright. Will bring up 2nd and 10.
Brad Wright scored the first touchdown for the Trojans earlier in the first half, and he was wide open on this play, and there's Bongiorno. This time he's rolling to his left, but pretty much in the pocket, has a lot of time in the world. Good blocking by Guerra, just a poor pass by Parker. But going back, what a huge momentum swing. After the first play of the second half, California recovers another fumble.
Power eye to the right, one man in motion to the right is Bongiorno. Parker Bongiorno rolls out to the right, and he's called down. On the play is the first time we called Craig Neely in a long time.
Neely is being a horse, both on offense and defense. And most of these running backs in the game play both ways, play running back and linebacker, and Neely is playing like a man to be reckoned with on the defensive side of the ball, stopping Bongiorno for a huge loss. He just took the shirt and just dragged him down for a 10-yard loss, bringing up 3rd down at 20.
3rd down and extremely long. Power eye to left, Bongiorno rolls right, he's going to throw back to the right, or is he? He gets out of the pocket, pulls it down to the left hand, he's across the 40 and down just inside the 39. It'll bring up 4th and long.
Well, Bongiorno did a good job just to create something out of nothing, but it was all started by Neely once again. He caused the pressure, and Parker Bongiorno was lucky enough to escape his tackle, but he wasn't able to escape the rest of the defense for Frazier. Number 41 for the Commodores, Mitch Cipolio, was on to hit Parker Bongiorno, and clearly this is a punting situation for the Trojans.
Parker Bongiorno drills this one toward the left corner. It takes a duck hook bounce. And where did it go out? Did it go out inside the 5?
Got the 5-yard line,
yes,
Rich.
Did.
You cannot ask for a better punt than that one right there. And Parker just does everything for this team. And what a tremendous punt, pinning Frazier back in their own end zone.
I miss the coffin corner style punters. Now you just see on the higher levels of football, a punter pop the ball up, or pooch it as it's called, and just let the ball roll, especially on an artificial turf surface, or the next turf now, as it's popular in the levels of football. Neely gets this ball, and he barely gets outside the 5. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage or just beyond. He'll bring up 2nd and long.
I think Frazier's going to have Early roll out in the pocket. He's had success rolling out. He did throw one interception rolling out to his left, but other than that one play, he has caused some havoc against this Trojan defense, because right now the running game for Frazier is non-existent. If you have Early, he has the ability, Rich, to when he rolls out to either throw on the run or take it himself. But these running plays right up the gut is simply not working for the Commodores offense.
2nd and 9, inside of 9:40 to the 3rd quarter. 14-6 the score. Early's got to get rid of this ball. Throws it out off the right paw of the receiver, number 5. Keebler, and it's incomplete. Will bring up 3rd down and 9.
Well, Early did a good job just escaping the pressure by 29 Costello, and number 44 for the Trojans. That was Steven Chester. And a good job by Early just to throw the ball out, throw it away. So it brings up a huge 3rd down for Frazier. And if they can't get this 1st down, they're going to have to punt in their own end zone. That's never a good thing.
3rd down and 9. I formation. Launch into the 3-back formation, or the I bone. Handoff goes up the middle, and there's really nothing there, Adam.
Yeah, California, once again, you know, Frazier wants to run the ball. They're a running team, but at some point, you're just going to have to say to yourself, the coaches, that, look, we simply are having trouble running the ball against this tough Trojan defense. They're going to have to make some type of adjustments, because right now, they're going to have to punt out of their own end zone, and if California brings the pressure, anything can happen.
4th and long. Here's the punt. A little side-wheeling of a punt. Joseph Haida drops the ball at the 48, picks it up across the 45 to the near side, and he's down at the 43. Haida gets a 5-yard return.
Richie, you really can't ask for a better punt than Neely. Kicked it just to about midfield. It's about a 50-yard punt, not too shabby. And a good run back by Haida. And number 5, Ryan Keebler, who plays special teams, makes the tackle.
He's got kind of an outside-in motion on his punt. He really puts the weight into it. A little different style of punting, kind of like more like a soccer-style punter almost. Bongiorno straight forward, rolls over 22, Neely, and it'll be 2nd down. We'll call it a long 3, and there's the quarterback seat. Apparently, Coach Kuhns sees something in that defense that he can pick up 6-7 yards, and right there.
Well, the defensive line, they have a 4-man front, but they're pretty wide from each other. And if they double team the big guy, Brandon James, there's going to be a huge hole. And Frazier has not been able to stop this quarterback keeper.
Big splits on the defensive line. 2nd down and 3, 8:08 to the 3rd quarter. And California ahead, 14-6. Off to the left side is Chris Guerra. He's ahead for the 1st down, as the Trojans try to pull away early in the 3rd quarter.
Well, Frazier on defense is going to have to create a turnover. They almost got one right there. Bongiorno was barely able to get the pitch off to Guerra. He was getting tackled in the process, but Frazier has got to create a turnover. California has created 3. Frazier has created 0.
It's an outstanding catch. That was up against the bottom bar of the bird cage of his face mask. Right off to the right side. Snowed under, gets forward a little bit across the 30. He's inside the 28. He'll bring up 2nd down, and we'll call it, I'm going to call it a long 5, short 4.5.
You know, with the way California's been running the football, they've been getting 1st downs. Look at the blocking up front. Look at Wright. He's got big old 36 Josh Bongiorno right ahead of him, and he's going to put a wicked block right there. Beautiful play by Bongiorno. And by running the ball effectively, Rich, the clock keeps on running, and it keeps the Frazier offense off the field.
2nd down, inside of 6 yards to go. There's a towel off of Parker Bongiorno. He rolls left anyway, and he's ahead across the 25, inside the 25. Shades of the old days when the quarterbacks used to wear towels all the time. Of course, it's a muddy, slick night at him, and that time Bongiorno had a towel and a football in his hand.
Well, the field is a little bit wet out there. It's not as muddy, but just wet, and there goes the towel, but Bongiorno is able to keep the ball, and once again, you know, he is giving this Frazier defense some havoc. The wide receiver is Haita with tremendous blocking downfield, and another 1st down for California, and the clock just keeps on running.
Power eye to the right, 1 man in motion across the line of scrimmage, right to left, and ahead on the carry. And inside the 5 is number 32, Chris Guerra.
Well, right now, California's just overpowering Frazier. They've got all the momentum. The offensive line is just pushing the defenders back 5 yards. And Frazier is lucky if Guerra didn't go all the way on this play. Another 1st down. It's been all California in the 2nd half.
With 6:18 to go to the 3rd quarter, power eye right. California looking to extend their 14-6 lead. Bongiorno gives ahead. Again, it's Chris Guerra ahead to the left. He needs a few more yards to pound it in, Adam.
Number 60, Sean Bavuso, 5'10", 285 with the tackle. There's the lead block once again. Josh Bongiorno blocks 2 guys, and it just short of the goal line was Guerra. I believe California's just about on the 2-yard line.
Power eye to the right for the Trojans. Look at the line splits for Frazier. I don't really understand that. Guerra ahead. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. We'll call it 3rd down. And just over 2 to go for the touchdown.
You know, I'd go back with just Parker Bongiorno just running it in. You know, they've had success in non-quarterback sneak situations. Now that they're at the goal line, this is the time where you'd like to do a quarterback sneak, because when he has had the ball in the open field, they haven't been able to tackle. I'm not surprised if he keeps this ball.
Power eye to the right, and he can walk on in for the touchdown. On the play, Chris Guerra takes it in from over 2 yards, and the Trojans of California High have a 20-6 lead.
Well, when they use Guerra on the sweep, there's nobody on the defense that's going to be able to catch him. He's got too much speed, and the first 2 plays at the goal line, they try to use Guerra up the gut. He wasn't able to get in. Now they use Guerra when he's most effective on a sweep to the outside. Nobody can catch him, and he was able to walk in for the touchdown. And California, you know, they're going for an extra point attempt, but you never know. They might fake this as well.
Soccer-style kicker here, Adam.
Anthony Glab with the extra point attempt.
And that ball is dead down the middle, as Bing Crosby once sang. 21-6. The lead belongs to California. You're watching high school football on CUTV. The third quarter, Keebler ahead across the 33 to the 34. Frazier will be in action from there, 1st and 10.
Yeah, I'm sure quarterback Parker Bongiorno is ecstatic when his team is able to run the football. Last week against Carmichael's, California simply could not run. They could not overpower the defensive front from Carmichael's, and that made Parker Bongiorno go back and pass, and Carmichael's knew he was going to go back and pass, and he took a beating. Tonight, it's a different story. Parker Bongiorno does not have to do many passes. He doesn't have to go back in the pocket, just hand it off to his backs. They're doing a heck of a job.
Early rolling left, throwing left, and Keebler can't hold this one in with the right paw. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a poor pass by Early. You know, he had Keebler wide open along the sideline, and he just overthrew him. And right now, nothing is going right for Frazier.
Early has a strong arm, AB, but really the passes have been overthrown at times, and you might chalk that up to the slick field conditions.
Well, the ball could be still slippery, but you know, it's slippery for both teams. And right now, Parker Bongiorno doesn't seem to have much trouble.
Strong to the right, trips to the right. Nice tackle, nowhere to go, Adam.
All Trojans right now, Rich. Neely, nowhere to go. It's just the defensive front is really pumped up right now, and nobody's more happier than Parker Bongiorno.
This is probably the toughest defense, the stingiest defense that Neely and Frazier have seen this year, especially against the run. 3rd down and 13.
Well,
4:22 to go.
Two
Adam.
straight weeks, Frazier is facing tremendous speed on the defensive front. Last week it was Monessen. This week it's California. All speed. Very good athletes on both defenses.
Inside of 4:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. Early back, he's got to get rid of it. He is snowed under by 2 Trojan tacklers.
Who else? Number 36, Josh Bongiorno. These cousins are going to remember this football game. At Frazier, they're putting on a clinic offensively and defensively. Look at 36 pursue the quarterback. Nowhere to go, and I believe it was 29 Costello. You know, he credits with a half a sack. It's just the Trojans are simply dominating this second half. 4th and 25 for Frazier.
4th into the fringe of the Laurel Mountains. Another knuckleball. This ball bounces into Haita, and he takes it. I think this ball came to a stop, and the knee was down at him.
Yeah, Haita, he corralled the ball, but his knee was on the ground, so the referee spotted where Haita made the catch. And if California can continue to run this clock out, run the 3rd quarter clock out, and possibly add on one more score in the 4th quarter, that could pretty much seal the deal.
Ball on the California High School Trojan 45-yard line, 3:23 to the 3rd quarter. California ahead of Frazier, 21-6. I formation, 2 wide receivers to the right side, strong right formation.
You know, you can tell Parker Bongiorno hasn't been passing the ball much because his jersey isn't as dirty as it was last week. He's not getting sacked at all. He's just handing off to his backs, and they're doing the rest.
Beg your pardon, it was a strong left formation as Parker Bongiorno is ahead for, give him a short 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. We'll call it 7.5.
Well, this time Frazier was able to get Bongiorno on the quarterback keeper. First time all game they've been able to stop him for just a 2-yard gain, bringing up second down and 8. California, I don't think they want to risk any passes in this situation. I know it's still early, Rich. It's the end. It's closing down the third quarter here, but I don't think they want to risk any unnecessary passes. They're doing a great job just running the ball down the throats of the defense. I think the coaching staff is going to just elect to run the ball.
Trojans did not get the friendly spot. His right is ahead, and he may have just gotten back to the line of scrimmage or just short of it, and this will bring up 3rd and 9.
You know, California's in a situation right now. If Frazier doesn't create some type of turnover, even if California doesn't get, even if they're forced to punt, if they don't convert a first down, they're still going to, with a good, decent punt, they're still going to back Frazier up deep in their own territory. Frazier has got to create some type of spark on their defense. Because right now, California's controlling the possession on the field possession.
Full house backfield, more of a wishbone. Parker Bongiorno rolls out to the right side. He is ahead to the 40, 30, 20, 10. Goodbye, Parker Bongiorno for the touchdown, and the Trojans lead 27-6.
I really don't know which Bongiorno is playing better. I think they're trying to better one up. I think they're trying to compete against each other, Parker and Josh, on who wants to get the player of the game win. But Bongiorno, Parker, uses his blocks. Look at the speed on this kid. He's a quarterback, and he's outracing the entire Frazier defense. And his second quarterback keeper of more than 50 yards for a TD.
Possibly a corner or a safety on a lower college team. Ball blooped up, lands over the goal post, Adam, and it's good. 28-6. Trojans trying to get this one to the barn on CUTV.
The Best Western Garden Inn, located just off exit 12B.
That last carry by Parker Bongiorno put him over 100 yards. Short kick. And this is Wayne Lawrence ahead to the 35, across the 37, across the 38, and just short of the 40. And Frazier needs to get points in a hurry. They're down 28-6 late in the third quarter.
Yeah, right now Frazier is in desperation mode, and in order to get points and points in a hurry, you're going to have to throw the ball downfield. I think it all started this momentum swing for California. The first play from scrimmage in the second half, Frazier fumbles deep in their own territory, and California has just taken advantage and have run off 21 straight points.
Very clean game. I don't recall a flag or not more than one in this half, Adam.
Excuse me, 14 straight points. They have 2 touchdowns, and there's another penalty. There's an offensive lineman who jumped early. Clearly a false start, and that'll just back Frazier up 5 yards, bring up first down 15. Coach Joe Coons, he's got to be happy.
Why is it that the play-by-play man or the analyst always puts the whammy on the team? Always happens. 1st and 15, ball inside the 33 of Frazier. 1:37 to the third quarter. The Trojans of California head 28-6. Eyebone for Frazier. Second back through is Keebler off left tackle. He gets ahead for a few. He'll bring up second and long.
It's been the combination of Keebler and Neely, and the combination on the other side of California for Guerra and Bongiorno and Wright have just outgained these two guys by over 100 yards, clearly. And if you add on the rushing total of Parker Bongiorno, California is close to having 150 to 200 yards rushing today.
Easily. Second down and 13. Eyebone formation again for the Commodores. No wide receivers on that pattern. It's a full house eyebone backfield. Long count by Early. Checks off. Back to pass. He rolls to his left. 3 men on him. Throws out to Keebler. He's ahead to the 40, across the 42. This will bring up third down. We'll call it 8.
You know, Frazier got a break there. That looked like another block in the back that was not called. They set up the screen perfectly, and we're going to get a good shot early rolling back. There's the screen pass caught by Keebler, and watch number 32, Guerra, gets pushed right in the back, right there. And there's no call, but Frazier will take it. They'll take any break they can get. Bring up third down and 5 for the Commodores offense. This is a must third down play for Frazier.
Originally a wing, right now a pro set with Lawrence moving into the upper part of the backfield in the wishbone. Nearly ahead for 2, and this will bring up fourth down and 5. And that is the end of the third period. After 3 quarters, the Commodores look up at a 28-6 California lead. You're watching CUTV. For the first down, and then Neely ahead. We'll give him, I don't know, boy, that spot was a little short at him. This is going to bring up second down. We'll call it 6.5.
Looks like the referees are discussing matters. Say, oh, there's an injury. Somebody's limping off. If that's 36, that's Josh Bongiorno, and that is probably the one thing that has not gone right for California tonight. They certainly don't want to do not want Josh Bongiorno hobbling off the field. Him and Parker have been the story tonight. They're at Commodore Field, excuse me. But hopefully Josh will be okay.
Second down and 6. Formation strong to the right for Frazier. I formation. 2 wide receivers split out to the left. Early needs to go deep with this ball. He didn't see it. Neely ahead. Breaks the tackle, and it's the first time Neely has really gotten into the defensive backfield tonight, Adam. He's down at the 39 as the Commodores try to get back into the game down 28-6.
This was probably Neely's best run of the night. He refused to lose. He was wrapped up about 4 yards short of the first down, and he carried about 4 Trojan defenders past the first down sticks. That was Neely's best run of the night.
Formation is strong to the right again. Wide receivers split out to the left. Look at that deep part in the defensive backfield, Adam, as Keebler is ahead for 3.5. Will bring up second down, called a long 6 or a short 7.
Anthony Glab on the tackle, number 50. And Coach Wilson keeps using the formation with Keebler and Neely in the backfield. But like I said before, at some point they're going to have to let Erdley throw downfield because they've got to get some points on the board early.
Second down, short 7. Wide receivers off to the left. There's a lot of space in that defensive backfield of California. Early is hauled down behind the initial stick. This will bring up third down and 11.
Number 67, Mike Bible, Jr., 6'2", 250 pounds. He was the one that caused that play. Defensive tackle came right in the backfield, and there was nowhere to go. And there is a loss of about 3, and there's a penalty on the play, but they're just going to decline it. California declined the penalty because there was a loss of about 5 yards on the play, bringing up third down and 11.
Third down and 11. Big play in the ball game. Frazier trying to get back in it. 28-6 to go. 10:04 to the end of regulation.
Well, clearly this is 4 down territory. Even I know it's third down, but the coaching staff has to think they have 2 opportunities to get 11 yards.
Here comes the blitz. Early back to pass. Deep in the pocket. Rolls back 15 to 20 yards. Rolling left. Gets out of the pocket. He's hauled down inside the 40 at the 39. Across the 39. Inside of it. Maybe just short of the 38. And it'll be fourth down for the Commodores. We'll call it 11. 9:35 to the end of regulation.
Beautiful play and hustle by number 29, Costello. He runs. He's trying to avoid the official as Erdley. But Costello is chasing Erdley all over the field and finally brings him down from behind. That's just great hustle by Costello, who's played a good game at tight end. And Erdley, with all that running, he gained 1 yard.
Kind of shades of Francis Tarkington there.
He ran about 50 yards to get 1.
As Marty Glickman used to say, he ran 25 yards, but he picked up 1. Back to pass. Early throwing across the pocket. The pass is incomplete. And California getting a step closer, putting this one away.
Well, that was a 4th down play, and now the Trojans will take over on downs. Good protection. Early throws it up for number 37. That's Jake Fraunhofer, the senior co-captain, just a little bit too tall. And California, they might just want to run as much time off the clock as possible to get out of here. We'll see if Josh Bongiorno, number 36, is back in the game. He limped off the field. See if I can spot him on the sidelines.
Full house backfield for the Trojans. Wraparound handoff. This is Guerra. He may have gotten one. This will bring up 2nd and long.
Yeah, Bongiorno is not in the game. He is on the sidelines at about his own 40-yard line. He's being attended to by a trainer, number 36. But right now, it looks like California may not need him in this situation.
2nd and 9, 8:30 to go to the end of regulation. Frazier looking up at a 28-6 deficit. Full house backfield, strong formation to the right. Stacked to the right. Counter handoff, but this time Bongiorno tucks it under, and he's snowed under at the 36, and they'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it maybe 14.
Bongiorno just got swallowed up by the defense, and he did the smart thing of just protecting the football. He didn't want to try to get away, didn't want to risk a fumble, just protecting that football so Frazier does not get a recovery and deep in Trojan territory. Because right now, Frazier, they're trying to just strip the ball. They're going after the ball because they need to create a turnover quickly. And another situation for California to try to put this game away. Third down play.
Empty set, trips to the left, to the right. One man in motion. Parker Bongiorno rolls, gets across the 40. He's ahead just across the 45. It'll be 4th down, and we'll call it 7:19 to go to the end of regulation. Trojans ahead 28-6.
Look at this quarterback, Rich. He runs over number 88, Wayne Lutz, a kid 6 feet tall, 173 pounds. Number 11, Bongiorno, he just clearly just runs over him. Boom!
Ooh.
Talk about a facial. 4th and 5, Trojans will have to punt.
And Parker Bongiorno calls a timeout with 6:55 to go. Let's look at these again, Adam. The Vito Dentino Agency for all your real estate and insurance needs. Call 724-938-7745. Redstone Pharmacy, California is your one-stop shop for prescriptions, health needs, gifts, and cards. Call 938-2395 for delivery. The Trojan First Down Club helping support the California high school athletes. The Cal Ed Federal Credit Union is a full-service credit union offering free checking and a free Mac card. Peter J. Daly and Associates, 218 Wood Street, California, providing a variety of services from your hometown law office.
Parker Bongiorno on the punt for the Trojans, trying to pin. Now they're faking it.
Interesting call, and that may be the ball game, Adam. To the 47 is Jonas Haita. Little square out pattern from Jonas. Ahead for the 1st down, and that just may put it into the barn.
Wow, what a call by Coach Joe Coons. You know, it's really funny going into this game. The two coaches are very good friends. You know, they were on the same staff as we mentioned at Ringgold a couple of years ago. And right now, it looks like Joe Coons is really outguessing, Coach Wilson on Frazier because he's putting on some trick plays for his old friend.
Power eye to the right, no wide receivers. Bongiorno running all the time he can off the clock. We'll see that later in the game now as they're far ahead. Guerra ahead. Maybe 2 or 3 on forward progress. They'll bring up 2nd down. We'll call it 6:10 inside of 6:10 to go to the end of the game. And the Trojans looking for the W. They're ahead 28-6.
Well, with that 1st down, Rich, on the previous play, California can just run some more and run this clock out. unless of course Frazier calls some timeouts.
Matt Heita checking into the game. He's got the wristband.
They're taking out Parker Bongiorno. Bongiorno going to the sidelines, and perhaps his night will be done. You see number 11 on the sideline. And, you know, the coaching staff, you never want to risk an injury to a quarterback late in the game when the game is really out of reach.
Heita pitches this one out to the right side and ahead to the 40. On the play, that was number 44. That would be Stephen Chester, 5'9", 150.
First time we've called Stephen Chester's name on offense. He's a backup fullback. Good pitch, good blocking. And no matter what depth chart, what number you are on the depth chart, Rich, if you're the starter, the second string, the third string, these guys for California play hard all the time, no matter how much time is left in the game. I remember last week we were at California High School against Carmichael's, and really, it was really a blowout for Carmichael's, but they never quit, these Trojans. They were out in the field, and they gained every yard they could get all the way till the clock read 0-0.
Very good fundamental game for Coach Kuhns. And quite possibly, you're looking at a coach that's going to be at California High School, and they should wrap him up for a long time.
You hope so, because going into this year, this was the first time in 5 years that California has started a season with the same head coach. And I think finally they have got the right guy for the job, as you said, Rich. And it appears that Coach Kuhns should and would stay at the helm of California for a long time. And you can say the same for Coach Wilson for Frazier. They've played very hard in this game. It was very close in the first half. They kept it close, but just a couple of turnovers here and there, and California just took advantage. I really think that the first fumble in the second half just took the life out of Frazier.
I think if Coach Kuhns would have been told, Heita ahead, breaks over the right side for the first down. I think if Coach Kuhns would have been told, you're going to be up 28-6 with a chance to win and driving for a touchdown quite possibly, he would have laughed at you.
Well, they were happy going into the locker room up 14-6 because this is a tough place to play. You know, Frazier gets a great crowd at Commodore Stadium every night, and it is a very tough environment to play football. And just if you ask Coach Kuhns at halftime, you're up 14-6 on the road in a must-win situation at Frazier, I think, you know, he would gladly accept that.
A little bit of a staggered formation, and the approach that one back ahead of the other to the left. Carry forward. On the carry was number 31, and that is, as I look down the score sheet, number 31 is Wall Carter, 5'10", 160.
Only a freshman. Carter getting some valuable playing time at the end of the game. You see a couple players in right now with clean white jerseys, you know, basically displaying that they haven't been in the game just yet. But right now they're getting valuable playing time, and they're trying to prove to the coaches why they should be in more often. So these kids are going to play hard all the way to the end.
2nd and 11. I remember I was 5'10", 160. My dad gave me milkshakes every night. Ahead, off the left side, this will bring up 3rd down and short.
Well, one more first down, and I think California could wrap this up. There's 3:54 remaining. 3:54 remaining. 3rd down. So I think one more first down, and California can just kneel down.
3rd down, we'll call it 2. Matt Heita with a one-back backfield, one wide receiver off to the left. Heita ahead, he breaks off to the right, needs a block, strips away from one player, and he is walking and strutting into the end zone. It's 34-6 Trojans, and this W belongs to the Trojans.
One more first down. I think Heita wanted one more touchdown. And now everything is going right for California in this 4th quarter. And no matter who's a quarterback, Frazier has not stopped this quarterback keeping play. Either if it's a sneak or just a quarterback draw right ahead, they just have not stopped it all game. And no matter who's a quarterback, if it's Parker Bongiorno or Heita, as one of the coaches behind me reminds me, they just have not stopped it all game.
California with a dominating performance. Ball given. to 28. Jermaine Merrill. He gets the 2. 36-6. The Trojans of California are up 30.
What a statement game for California, Rich. You know, both teams came off big losses, but they were to the top teams in the Tri-County South. And now they both got to face each other. And right now, it seems like California, they're at the upper echelon of this conference, and perhaps Frazier has taken a step down.
This is a team that's going to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
On top of the mountain at Booster Field and on the road the rest of the season. This is a very outstanding performance by Coach Kuhns.
Yeah.
And Frazier, they just didn't play well. They were outplayed.
Yeah, pure and simple, they're not going to make any excuses. California has just beat them in every facet of the game. I think the only break that has gone for Frazier was early in the first half when the ball from Early went through the hands of the receiver and was tipped right into the hands of a Frazier wide receiver at the goal line. Then they scored their touchdown. I think that was probably the only break Frazier has gotten all night. California's won the turnover ratio. They've won on the ground. California's had to have had over 250 yards rushing, without a doubt.
Burner picked up at the 28, nearly ahead. He's across the 45 to the 47, and they've been clear as a crystal and sharp as a knife tonight.
And Frazier in the last 2 games have given up just about over 500 yards rushing. And I think the defensive front, they use a 4-man line. They don't use many blitz packages on defense. You'd want to think that Coach Wilson, the staff, will get together and try to devise a different scheme, because right now the other teams in the conference are realizing that you can run against this team.
I think what I noticed and what came from the truck from Gary Smith, our director, a lot of times Frazier would line up in a split line, maybe just too big of a split, and they need to tighten that up, I think.
Well, you have to give credit to the offensive line's taking advantage of it. They have the big freshman in there, Brandon Jones, 208 pounds, and I think he's about 20 to 30 pounds heavier than that. If you double team James, that's only 3 more linemen left, and you still have blockers from the backfield for California, and that's how they've exploited the defensive front for Frazier. There's just too many blockers for California than they are defenders on the front line of Frazier, and that's how California's been running the ball against them.
Our thank you to those on camera, those in the truck. Another good game, and next week it's going to be even bigger, Adam.
And next week we'll get a little bit of detail after this play.
This is Wayne Lawrence ahead for 3.5. It'll bring up 2nd down. We'll call it long 7.
Next week, big game in the Keystone Conference, the CUTV Game of the Week. It'll be also presented live on PCN, Uniontown and Greensburg-Salem. Wow, that is going to be a heck of the game, and that could be for the championship. I know it's early, but that could decide the Keystone Conference Championship right there. Huge game next Friday night.
Always fun for CUTV to see our friends from PCN. Lawrence ahead. He's got the 1st down by about 3/4 of a yard across the 45 to the 44.
The referee's marking him just a bit short, Rich.
Let's see. I thought that is not a good spot.
It's going to be just a bit short.
3rd down and 5 inches, Adam. I thought he had it. I know he had it. I don't understand. Not a good spot.
Well, it's a good thing it's not a 7-7 ball game.
Yes, I think that Coach Wilson would have thrown quite a tantrum there. Bobby Cox style. Or Larry Boa style.
New quarterback, number 8 for Frazier, is Tony Battolini, a sophomore. You wonder if he shops, you know where.
Yes. 4th down coming up in 3. We don't mention those people. They're AB. It's going to be 4th down. We'll call it 1.5 yards. A bit better spot.
There's another beautiful tackle. That's by Chester. We saw him as a fullback, now as a linebacker. He's been in the game most of the way as a defensive player. On the depth chart on offense, he's the backup to Bongiorno, but on defense, he's one of the leaders in the linebacking corps.
1:30 to go in the game, and California head big, 36-6. Pro set, one wide receiver to the right. And Lawrence loses the ball, and let's see if he got on top of it. And it looks like Wayne Lawrence fell on the ball. And it's a good thing he did, Adam, because he got the first down, but really a charity first down.
Yep. The ball came loose, and when the ball rolled on the ground, it went past the first down sticks. And then the ball clearly comes loose, and Frazier, I believe the lineman, was able to pounce on it for the first down.
1st and 10. 1 minute to go, and Frazier trying to get a few points on the scoreboard. They were looking up at a 36-6 California lead.
Frazier next week is at Jeff Morgan. Should be an interesting matchup. And next week, the Trojans are at Monessen.
Another tough challenge for Coach Joe Coons and staff.
Quarterback keeper out to the right on the flat and ahead, close to the first down. That is number 8, Tony Battellini. 20 seconds flat to go. And this, if Frazier elects to take it, AB, will be the last snap, quite possibly, of this ball game.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that. It looks like Frazier's not going to take another snap. You see the players heading out on the field, and this should do it.
And that will end the game. 36-6, big statement for the California Trojans as they beat the Frazier Commodores. And you have watched this game on CU TV.